day, Dawns ARKS. Welcome everyone to your weekly Phantasy Star Online 2 podcast recorded live on March 13th, 2021. I am one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Zance. Go ahead and say hello.
How's it going? I had a fun morning today.
Yeah, from what I heard, you were having some trouble with your lunch there.
Well, more so trouble with the car. Got to get a jump. Fun.
Yeah, that's never fun when that happens.
It's all good now. So, hey, how's it going?
Everything is going okay from my end here. We've got a bunch of topics here today, but nothing that's going to take us too long today, I don't think. I guess just
amount, though.
Say again?
Decent amount of stuff to talk about.
Yep.
And I believe we do have a interview slots set up sometime.
Yeah, we're going to set that up for whenever we're going to hit the next of the news lulls. If it's not going to be at the end of the month, then we may look at that at sometime in April. We just got to get a little bit closer to when we think this is actually going to happen, essentially.
Yeah. And actually, he actually inspired me to do my own completionist run too. So.
Yeah, we'll get more into that when the time comes. But for now, let's go ahead and hop into today's show, rather. The first thing here, of course, being the news that we've got the second closed beta test for New Genesis coming up here. So,
and I still didn't get it.
Same here.
Nah.
So, we'll do our best with this, but honestly, it's not surprising that we didn't get in on the second round, because really, in the first one, they only had 50,000 participants, and in the second one, they only added another 20,000 participants, so it's not that surprising that things didn't go for us a second time here. Hopefully, at least, people will continue to provide footage that I can use, because there's still a couple of music tracks I gotta get released on the channel here. Plus, there are several corrections that I need to make to the music tracks. There were actually some corrupted files that were coming out with the original version of those, and I corrected for those as best as I could, but for instance, the Emergency Quest track had a particular portion of it corrupted, but there has been a fix for that now, so I'm going to be trying to apply that going forward here. But yeah, for the closed beta, they're going to start it on the 19th at 3 o'clock JST, going until what is that, 9 o'clock it looks like, and then on the
1500 to 2100, I believe 2100 is 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and then the second portion of this, they're going to run it basically for 25 hours straight there through the weekend, it looks like. So that'll give...
That is just the whole weekend.
Yep.
From 1000 to 1500.
So that'll give players a good amount of time to really find what they need to find in the game so that they can do a long-term test with it. And then the real question is going to be, is there going to be an open beta, or are they just going straight into launch? And regardless of either case, I would say from this point, now that they're headed into the second closed beta, we're probably no more than 2 to 3 months away from launch at this point.
Yeah. This is getting really close. And I'm hoping that with these tests they're doing on JP, they'll also do that for NA as well.
We'll have to see. At the very least, I would expect maybe an open beta, just so that they can stress test the Azure servers.
Yeah, definitely. Because they need to do that, because if you remember, with the closed beta test with Global last year, whoo boy, 4 hours we couldn't do anything.
Oh yeah, I remember. I got in, I got to the ARK ship after the first mission, and then as I was speaking to one of the NPCs, bam, it went down.
Yep. Well, for me, I was desperately trying to get into the ship, and I just couldn't.
Yeah, so we'll see how things play out.
That was so dumb of them to just open up one ship.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they decided to open the second ship that same night, I think.
During the initial 4 hours.
Yeah.
during that initial hour, actually, they opened up the second ship, but then that got flooded instantly.
Yeah. It was like one server failed, and then people moved on to the second one. That one failed, and then they just had to bring the whole thing down.
Yep. Yeah, and ship 5 and 6 are still closed. I wonder why they still have those as an option when nobody can access it.
I have no idea. It's strange that they never opened them up. I think maybe the plan was to eventually open them up for episode 5 and episode 6, but I guess that plan just fell through. You know, we never saw any numbers after the first quarter that the game was open, so we don't know how much fall off there's been, but at least compared to when the game launched, there are definitely fewer players in the game currently for the global version. But moving on here, for those that did happen to get in to the closed beta test, you're going to be there's going to be some campaigns going on here.
Hey, look, Samuel.
Yep. Hey there. So first thing is we've got a play PSO2 quest campaign, or actually that's the second one. The first one is a boss suppression campaign. Anybody that defeats a Nagras boss is going to receive a biting rappy earring accessory, as well as a baton handoff stamp. Both of those are tradable.
Huh.
Then there's a play PSO2...
Wait, so the stamps are going to be tradable?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Huh. Also,
And,
I love that baton pass thing there.
Yep.
It reminds me of the baton pass from Persona 5.
Huh. I don't know the reference, unfortunately.
Okay, so whenever you do a baton pass, they just do a high five, and then you whenever you swap to another character, then so best way to describe it. Whenever you hit an enemy weakness, then you're able to do a baton pass to another character, and the animation is them high fiving, so passing it on to the other character, and then they can follow up with an attack.
Got it. All right.
So yeah, that's what it reminds me of. They're high fiving each other to do a pass.
Gotcha. There's also a play a PSO2 quest campaign. Anybody that clears a quest on a PSO2 block will receive a 100 Star Gem ticket. So just go ahead and get your Zaudan run in, and you'll be fine with that. NGS Player Shop Utilization Campaign. Players who sell and purchase at least once using the player shops is going to get a 50 Star Gem ticket. And
so they're going to have the player shop open for this. All right.
Yep. And then for completing either the first closed beta or the second closed beta survey will net you another 100 Star Gem ticket. And these prices are going to be distributed sometime after the launch of New Genesis.
Which we still don't know. It could be just next month or in 2 months. I don't know.
It does feel like things are getting pretty close here, although there's some other stuff we're going to be talking about later today that might put a small break on that, but we'll get to that shortly here. Moving on from that, let's also talk about the first closed beta test survey report here.
Ooh.
Yep, so this is basically going over the results of what they found during the first closed beta test, and we'll see what's actually come out of all that here. So let's see here. Up
Third
first,
of all players were under level 10.
Yep. And a bit over half of the players got into the 10s but did not reach 15. Only a tenth of the players hit the level cap. And honestly, I believe that. When I was watching some of those streams, it took players hours to get, or what felt like hours just to get one level towards the end there. So the grind is real.
Yeah. Now, this is actually reminding me a bit of the closed beta test that we had last year. When it came to levels that people reached in the global closed beta test of PSO2, it was 2/3 that, or yeah, almost 3/4 that were less than 20 on levels.
And that makes sense. With last year when it launched on global, I mean, the large majority of players had never played PSO2 before. With this one, you had experienced players that were chosen for this closed beta test. And
Yeah,
sorry to hear about that, Lord Samuel.
Yeah, it's funny though. But yeah, you had experienced players, so only having it to where only a third got to, like, not less than a third got to past level 10 is interesting. But it looks like a bit over half of players got into the 10s but did not reach level 15, which apparently was the cap.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing is that players may have been just trying out the different classes rather than trying to reach for the level cap here.
Yeah, because things don't carry over.
Right. Yeah, there's a wide variety of difference in how the game plays now. In terms of your class selection here, 28% of players went to Hunter.
No shot there.
Yeah, that's the default class, so that doesn't make any there's no strangeness there. Second place went to Force at 17%. At third place was Gunner at 16%. Ranger at 15%, Fighter at 14%, and in last place was Tekker at 10%.
Again, no surprise there.
Yeah.
But what is interesting is take out the Hunter and Tekker. In between, they're very close together. It's a very much more balanced compared to how it was. Like, I'm going back to the closed beta test on global last year. Like, you compare that to this, it's very telling. Like, Hunter is the obvious, like, go-to class for a lot of people. But with the closed beta test last year, we had like Hunter, Ranger, Force in a step format. Same with Braver, Bouncer, and Summoner. And then Gunner, Tekker, and Fighter were just nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's because players didn't even realize how to change their class at the time.
So yeah, it's nice seeing that it's more so balanced compared to PSO2, where most just stuck to one big thing as the most popular thing.
Right. In terms of how many days players played for, 15% of players played for just 1 day, 20% played for 2 days, and 65% played on all 3 days. And then moving on to some more detail here, character creation was regarded very highly, with 66% of the responses saying either good or very good. People reported that the game is very large in size and that they are having storage issues. Sega responded. Sega responded that it was required because the client is separate from the main game and the storage requirements will stay high for closed beta test number 2. So they're talking not about item storage, but more how big the game is.
Yep. I got myself a second hard drive specifically for these kind of games getting bigger and bigger. A 2 terabyte external hard drive is now $60. It's so cheap now to get extra storage. Man.
Yep, that it is.
Like, do you remember when just a 500 gigabyte hard drive was like $300?
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember the DOS days. I remember that. Let's see here. People also reported having trouble logging in. Sega apologized for this and has reported that the issue has been solved since closed beta test number 1. And closed beta test 2 will have more players, so Sega is expecting a larger load on the servers, which may cause instabilities. This is to test server load, which is interesting that they're not doing an open beta if they want to test the server load.
Yeah, it's best to do an open beta for that kind of stuff.
Yep. Alright, moving on to about in-game graphics. Regarding the UI, 30% of respondents replied, and yes, Lord Samuel, you do right now. 30% of respondents replied bad or very bad, with various details like the font being too small and having problems with the warehouse menu. Changes to these aspects will be made in the official release of the game. Some changes will already be in closed beta test number 2, such as adjustments to the level up notification and correction to swapping behavior of the main menu. Moving on to about the power level of classes. Response to Hunter and Fighter was overwhelmingly positive, with 70% responding good or very good. Every other class got at least 50% of the same responses.
Look at Force. Look at the amount, like, Force is the largest amount there of people who said bad or very bad.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We're, both Bright and I are going to be grinding NGS really hard.
Yep, no question about that.
Yeah, exactly.
On the other hand, a lot of players responded to the survey wanting better cancel timings and a faster game feel. So, changes to cancel timing will be made based on the opinions given. The faster game feel, on the other hand, they have no plans of changing currently, citing it's easier to get into the game and that game tempo has increased due to the newly introduced actions Photon Glide and Photon Dash. So, the thing that people need to keep in mind is that New Genesis is effectively a brand new game, even though it is still attached to PSO2. They're going to increase the speed over time. Just give them a chance to like load in whatever they're going to do for like hard, very hard, and super hard mode and such in the future. Right now, the game is just at normal settings. Let's see about main and subtasks. So
that's a lot of bad.
Yeah. So easy to understand task content. That's a lot of average to bad there. Difficulty of task content is mostly average there, and then guides for tasks is that's a lot of bad there. That looks like over 35%.
Yep.
So regarding tasks, general response has been quite negative, with a substantial higher rate of bad and very bad. The guides are hard to understand and are hard to find. This will be improved in the official release of the game.
Also, the Stormblood thing. Actually, I do remember that with Final Fantasy XIV, the literal lines in front of Raubon. But
yep.
From what I remember with after the closed beta, like it was the open beta test for PSO2 NA, and I remember even when it launched, it was stable.
Yeah,
it was the closed beta test that had the major issues, but that was to be expected.
Yep, once they got going, things were just good to go, aside from like a local console crash I had.
So I think they're fine with that, and same with Final Fantasy XIV. I think they're going to be fine, because I remember with the launch of Shadowbringers, I had no issues.
Agreed. Yeah, they fixed their issues, and I think that had something to do with the fact that they connected the worlds together. And they may have done something in the background to fix that.
Yeah, server overload happens, especially when a new expansion comes out.
Yep.
Or new content comes out. Anyway, exploration and combat. It looks like frequency of gathering materials like ores, fruits, and animals had the most amount of average to bad.
Yep. So they were saying regarding map design, the general response was quite good, with 62% of responses being good or very good. Responses to gathering, on the other hand, were quite bad, citing spawns were infrequent. For closed beta test 1, ore spawn rates will be revised upwards. I think they mean closed beta test 2 there, actually.
Yeah.
And then people also noted that there was a heavy shortage of new grinders. Adjustments to this will be made as well.
Yeah, new grinders. The Greek letters.
Yep. About Tower and Cocoon quests. So ease of finding Cocoon and Tower quests. That looks like that was an okay response there. 70 or 25% were very good and good. Mostly average. Strategy and enjoyment of Cocoon and Tower was very good there, going down to 50%.
Yep, mostly positive on that one, and same with the difficulty.
Yep. Yeah, so the difficulty of finding them was generally mixed, seeing around the same ratio of bad and good responses, and the majority being quite neutral about it. Sega deems the quest types to be rightly balanced at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. About Trials. So
the only one that's standing out there is the easy to understand Trials one.
Yep. The general opinion of Trials was quite positive, with around 90% feeling average or higher. The main complaint is that Trials are generally too easy, or too many people participate in them. This will be adjusted so Trials of various difficulties will appear. So we might finally start to get those 32-man Trials showing up more frequently then. About
emergency quest. I remember some people saying that the emergency quest thing was odd, and that shows right there. Look at that bad. Whew.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing here. Yeah. Let's see. Regarding the matching system, people reported many problems, such as the wrong number of players being displayed in the matching screen, and that the system was hard to understand. Closed beta tests will feature some fixes for problems people had, and the design of the system will be re-reviewed before the official launch of the game.
Yeah, I remember with Synth, he said that whenever you accepted it, you just stood around waiting for the countdown to go off. And yeah, that wasn't really that easy to understand, like signing up for it and then going to it.
Yeah, there was like one quirk that I noticed, that if you had pulled your weapon out, you couldn't actually get into the system. You had to wait until it got put away.
Also, yes, that is the good validation that players like challenging content. I am one of those kind of players. I like being challenged. Like, recently I got Ys 8, and the difficulty I went on is hard. I don't go on the hardest difficulty, but I always like a challenge, so I never play a RPG on the normal difficulty. I always go hard. Gotcha. And then if I like the game enough, I'll do a replay of it on the hardest difficulty. That's how I am. I like challenging content. What about you?
First, I need to make sure I like the game, and then if I do like it, then I'll step it up to harder difficulties.
Yeah, I never did Lunatic on Fire Emblem at all. I always did hard, though.
Let's see. About the new additions in New Genesis, so the response to new actions such as Photon Glide, Photon Dash, Multi-Weapons Rebuker Device, and all the communication options have been quite positive, with around 85% neutral to positive response. There was some yeah.
Or not the mag sonar, the mug sonar.
Yeah, the range is too short to be of use, and in general, the mag importance feels quite low. The range of the sonar is adjusted to not impair the exploration process, and they are mostly happy with the way it is right now. They also wanted to move away from mags being useful in battle, which is why it's the way it is right now.
Yep, the mug. Yeah, because when it came to late game with the mags, especially with episode 6, the only reason you have the mag is just so you can equip the better weapons, and that is it.
Pretty much, yeah. Just increase your base stats, yeah.
Like, there is no use for using the Photon Blast nowadays. It's just too
It really
weak.
isn't. And I think that's why they even started putting in those S-rank abilities.
Yes, the mug.
There were some other opinions on the new systems here. They said the storage requirements are too high, which we actually talked about earlier here. Let's see. You can choose to only install the required parts of PSO2 to just play New Genesis, which should lower the storage requirements substantially. So I guess that's something that they're going to do at launch in that case. Then the enemy spawns in the North area are too low. North Area is a collection zone made so you can farm various materials like meat, ores, and plants. This is why the spawn rate in this section is lower. There are specific combat sections like in Closed Beta Test 1, Mount Magnus, which have higher spawn rates. More of these sections will be implemented with the official launch of the game. And I think what the complaint is that that area was also where the emergency quest popped up. And while you were waiting for that, there were very few enemies around you to actually take out.
Oh.
Let's
So
see.
the store requirements thing, I want to go back to that one.
Sure.
You were able to just install NGS or just install PSO2. Good. Because there will be people who just want to play one or the other.
Right.
So that's good for people who don't have the storage to be able to keep up with having both games on their computer.
Agreed.
Like I know personally myself, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive as my main drive. I only have 64 gigabytes left on it. It's going to be nice for the people who don't have the extra storage.
Yep. Although in Japan they can also use the cloud version as well.
That is true.
Let's see.
Yeah, I hope that's the same as well. Like if an emergency thing comes up, you can just say that you don't want to participate in it and it'll go away. So you can then just continue the farm for stuff.
That would be nice if there was a way to do that. Even the
Doom
messages
Dragon,
at the top of the screen.
Doom Dragon, I already mentioned I got myself a 2 terabyte external, so I'm good.
Yeah, I always wanted there to be a way to remove like the messages that pop up at the top of the screen because in the past I've had to back when I was doing pre-recorded Let's Plays, I would have to stop the show that I was recording until that went by and then continue on. Or plan my time around them so that they don't pop up. Let's see. Opinions about the play cycle. Many people responded to the survey requesting that emergency quests don't become the center of progression. New Genesis is designed so that there is a balance between progression through emergency quests and other activities like exploration and gathering.
Honestly, I will also be part of that camp saying I don't like the progression being dictated around emergency quests as well. It created it to where you needed to be on the game at specific times just so you can progress your character. And
Agreed.
For me, as someone who plays a lot of games, yeah, it's hard for me to get on at a specific time just to do one quest.
I agree, and plus I used to have to do stuff way in the evening for myself when I was playing mostly on the Japanese server, so I know exactly the feeling.
Yeah, exactly the same for me as well, Doom Dragon. So I'm glad that they're focusing more so on the exploration stuff, because that's what I'm most excited to do in NGS. Just explore around the world and just discover stuff. I just want to do that.
Yep, same here. I mean, emergency quests are okay as an occasional thing, but not when you've got this timer on your screen for 15 minutes and you can't make it go away.
Yeah, like an occasional thing that can help you get a boost of certain items, but they're not the main items that you need to get in order to actually be part of endgame. Like most of the, I would much rather have most of the item, like the hard to get items, are just out in the world. That's part of the reason why I really enjoy the original PSO and also PSU, you find random rares just by doing missions.
Yep.
And sometimes there's just one random mission that is going to be your best in slot weapon.
Yep. I completely agree. I did like the idea that they made it so that you didn't have to rely only on those drops to get decent level gear, but when they made that like the only way to really progress, that was when they pushed it too far.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to general evaluation, 80% of the player base responded saying they are excited to play the finished product. 19% responded saying they will play if quality changes after, or if changes are made before launch. And just 1% said they don't want to play it at all.
Well, sucks to be that 1% then.
Yep. And that is it for New Genesis, aside from one other update, in that they are doing the New Genesis Prologue 2 stream announcement. That is going to be on March 18th, later this week. And I'm not sure when that's actually going to be.
March
18th.
18th, I did send you a YouTube link of the global one. That's going to be at 5 a.m. Pacific time.
So 8 a.m. in the morning,
Yep.
Eastern.
Yep,
Okay.
8 a.m. for us.
So then...
I'll be waking up around like 7 a.m. So I can hop on Discord. We can set things up and we can do a live reaction like we did last time.
Yep, that sounds like a plan then.
Alrighty.
We just won't be able to do all the news that week because I do have other responsibilities later that morning.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, that takes care of New Genesis for this time. Let's move on to Global, where it's actually been a really slow week here. The only thing that we really had was this AC scratch that came out, the Spellbound Operative.
Yeah, it's
So,
very like, it's an okay scratch.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here.
Yeah, most of the items are just like I said, they're just okay.
Yes, we got the Bloody Vamp look here. And they are not leaving much to the imagination there on that innerwear.
Again, it just doesn't. It like the innerwear just doesn't mean much because we never got the smartwear thing.
Yep, smart inner, yeah.
Smart inner, yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to make complaints that it's nice that they're bringing out these color variants for the costumes, but why are they why are for cast parts? But why haven't they gotten to all the rest of the cast parts first before doing this? I'm still waiting for the Brightstar Type 0 cast set.
Yeah, the Brightstar outfit's still not here.
Granted, I think my beast mode has kind of overtaken that now in terms of what I like more. Let's see, leather boots brown, and you can get some wings here. It looks like.
Of course, I'll always get some wings.
And then a couple of new hairstyles here. And here's your wand pose if you are a Tekker or a Etoile.
Knuckles,
And-
like Twin Dagger and Knuckles.
Yep, and
also
Partisan.
pose. PSO2 cast of Pride is just a dragon.
We got some admire emotes here, along with magic pose number 2.
Random Japanese letters there. Okay.
Yeah. All right, and so let's take a closer look here.
I can read one of them. It says arigato, but the female one, I can't read the kanji at all.
Gotcha.
Eh.
Yeah, it looks like they also got some gothic maids here. Actually, this is for a male,
Perfect.
and then this is for a female.
Were you super right? Always naked.
I usually still have pants on.
No, we should just go back to how your character looked after you messed with it with the new engine.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, if you didn't catch that last week on last week's Dawns ARKS, we had a lot of fun creating a what I'm calling a female new cast.
It was an abomination.
Yep.
It had a dirt face with the tongue sticking out.
Yeah. And I made my one complaint about the new character creator that you can't change the color of your mouth and tongue.
Yeah, that's a shame. That would make the tongue just blue.
Yep. I mean, who says you have to have a pink inside?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you got the gentle vamp outerwear here. Fur-lined coat for females.
Oh yeah, I'm still playing 14. I still have my raid group that I'm doing stuff with.
The mesh shirt there, and a classical dress.
Very classy.
And of course, you got your male and female cast sets here. Neo Victor.
Just okay. There's nothing that's really standing out for me with this scratch. It's more just it's okay.
Yeah, there really isn't too much that really is special here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you wanted an Amber Earl hat, that might give you a little
that would
something.
actually fit really well with the female Doomin outfit that was given out in that one battle pass. Or mission pass.
Let's see, your elemental transition with this one is to ice. And they went over the 5 emotes during the video. As for the bonus, you get magic pose number 2 at 45 scratches. And before that, the one that might be kind of important is the augment insurance max 6 slots.
That's after 25.
Yep. We are starting to get to that time when people are going to be putting together their final units and weapons. And there was another fun scratch this week.
Fun!
So if you want to get some face stripes, you can do that here.
Stripes B set. Didn't bother grinding again. Bell collar.
Yep.
You just have a bell on your neck. And you just need to get a bell head, and you can call yourself Isabel because she is a bell. That's actually a joke in Smash Ultimate. She says she has a bell on her head. That's why she is a bell.
Huh. Really, I thought she was still hanging around with Doom Guy. That was a crazy thing that happened, wasn't it?
Yep. No, my favorite one with involving Isabel is her with Snake.
Snake, I didn't see that one.
There's the 2 different ones. Like initially with just Smash Ultimate, there was a lot of pictures with Isabel with Snake. And then when Doom Eternal was coming out, along with Animal Crossing New Horizons, there was all those Isabel with Doom Guy thing.
Yeah, that I think it was Doom Crossing that kind of got the most popularity out of it, that being the full song.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, you got some ear feathers here, as well as a liar nose. And then... Say again?
I'm not lying.
And then the Barba Claws.
Ooh.
So if you're looking to get some sort of a monster look going on. And then the Clover Crown. Two of them, a white and a pink version. And you can get a Groucho Marx look on as well here.
The perfect disguise. That actually reminds me of the disguise glasses from Persona 4.
I never went through Persona 4.
Okay, let me send you a picture here.
While you're doing that, after that, it looks like we just have the repeats for this from last week as well here. As for your new emote, looks like that's going to be Survey this week, 215. They do have the retro set going again as well.
Alright, this is just a figurine that I found that has those kind of glasses on.
Let's see. Okay, I gotcha.
It's what it reminds me of.
I getcha. I getcha.
Our Kami outfit and just have those glasses on. Perfect.
All right. One more thing for this week, and it's technically not really for this week. We just got word that there's going to be a scheduled maintenance coming up. So on the 17th is when we are expecting the final boss MPA to come out for Global.
Yep. And that should probably be it.
Yep, there might be a couple more missions after that. Still waiting on the third challenge mission to come out and a few other things, but that's going to be pretty much it after that.
Yep, fully caught up. Man.
Yep.
It took a year, but we got all the content.
Yep. Well, not quite all the content. We never got, like, Polythan Land and things like that.
All the content, asterisks.
All right, with that, let's move on to the Japanese version of PSO2 now. We got a new trailer that got dropped here, so let's go ahead and take a look at that here. This is part 2 of the...
we didn't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy 14 one. I still wish we got that. Neptunia!
Yep.
Oh, hey, they're rerunning the Neptunia collab. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Neptunia games, which I always say they are a very average series, with the only good one being Mega Dimension V2. Also the White Day Lobby, which, yeah, we didn't get the White Day Lobby at all, I don't think.
Right, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Although it's coming to JP here soon, so I don't know. Maybe with this update that we're getting, we'll also get the White Day Lobby as well. I don't know.
Yep. Looks like we got some more new type costumes here.
I'm not seeing the fingers move at all.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, it was on the left panel there.
Ah, okay. Oh, new emotes, too.
Yep. So this is Braver. And then this looks like some 2020 emotes here.
Mm-hmm.
There's more fingers.
Yes! The finger movements. Ah, dude, like a fake gun thing. That's cute. I love it.
Yep.
Or make a heart. Aw. Purple heart accessories will be ultra expensive. Oh, definitely.
Yep, and then we got even more costumes here.
Like, any of the outfits specifically involving Nep will be expensive.
And it looks like they are running another limited time mission pass there. Or a mission thingy.
Oh, Cradle of Darkness.
Yep.
And of course, the continuation of the anniversary there of PSO.
Yep.
That's still going on.
Yep. And then they've also got some other stuff going on here. So We've got a returning Girl Memorial Collection AC Scratch. So this is where you can get the different costumes from the Phantasy Star universe characters, the Girl characters. So Ethan, Karen, Shizuru, Emilia, Vivian, and... Oh, what is her name? I'm trying to remember it now.
She's from Infinite.
Yeah, she is. Nagisa, there we go.
Nagisa, yeah.
And then there is another for Phantasy Star Nova as well.
Oh, the game I tried for a bit and then put down.
Yep, so we got an added lore outfit.
I don't know, Nova just didn't click with me at all for some reason.
For me, I'm still waiting on a translation of the story, and from what I understand now, the bug where the text is disappearing may actually be a PlayStation limitation and not a Tri-Ace limitation.
Oh.
So that may mean that there may not be a possible fix at all, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
There is... I think it was Arwen that was saying this last night, but apparently there are other PlayStation games, not on the Vita, but on the PSP, where the only way to do the translation was to actually change the textures of the text itself to actually get it to display everything correctly.
Yeah, I wonder what the team had to do for Infinity, though.
I don't know. But yeah, you got.
Maybe I could send a message to. Who was the person who did that?
I'm trying to remember now. It wasn't Soda Boy. He does Affinia.
Mm-hmm. It was Jamrules.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamrules and Weiyu. So, I should send them a message and ask how they were able to get the text to show.
Yeah, while you're at that, maybe ask if they have any plans to look at Nova.
I don't know.
Because frankly, the Arc Slayer team needs the help at this point.
Yeah. One of the big things that they do mention in the release thread was the extensive UI hacking. So they had to change a lot involving the UI in order to get all the English text to show.
Yep, that makes sense. And then lastly, we also have a support item selection going on, and that is a Star Gem Scratch. And for that one, they've got a scratch bonus. At 10 times, you get 4 ability transfer passes. At 25 times, you get an add ability mark receptor. At 30 times, you get an ability transfer pass, 5 of them. At 45 times, you get the add ability divine receptor. At 50 times, you get the ability transfer pass 6 times. At 55 times, you get the add ability exceed receptor. And at 65 times, you get an ability success rate plus 60%. And as for what you can actually get from the scratch, you can get the extra cube plus 1, which basically just gives you an extra X cube whenever one is supposed to drop. You get the 2.22 million experience ticket, ability success rate plus 55%, and then add abilities for Spirita 6, Power 6, Shoot 6, Technique 6, ability for Mark Joyo, Mark Kurunga, Mark Anger, Mark Griff, Mark Receptor, Catalyst Receptor, Divine Receptor, Exceed Receptor, the EXP Weapon 2 box, and the EXP Egg 14 carton.
Doesn't really seem that useful in the long run.
I agree. But at this point, JP is already at the end of its content, essentially, so...
Yeah. I guess it's just a way for people to catch up if they haven't been able to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it seems like this scratch is for. Alright, moving on from the scratches, let's take a look at a list. This actually came out last week, but we didn't see it when we went through the through last week's show. There was a list of bugs that were confirmed. when the update to PSO2 was made for the new graphics system.
Oh,
So-
that's to be expected.
Yep. So when taking a commemorative photo when clearing an emergency quest, the victory effect may not be displayed correctly.
How would it be displayed with everyone in their T-pose?
I don't know. I didn't check these out after I found this list. In some event scenes in the emergency quest, when wearing PSO2 New Genesis specification layering wear and cast parts, the appearance may not be replaced with the default PSO2 specification costume and cast parts. That seems like a feature rather than a bug, if you ask me.
It's a feature. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Mm-hmm. Just like the PlayStation Portable and its UMD's falling out.
Yep. It's a feature.
In the following quest, some graphics may not be displayed correctly. Buster Quest, Urgent Quest, Genie Castle Battle, Constant Fighting Spirit, Urgent Quest, Genie Castle Battle, Insane Madness, and the 2 Trigger Quest versions of those as well. In NPC communication of NPC Corella, the cut-in may not be displayed correctly. In the client order of NPC Rico, it may not be displayed in the client order under order list. Screenshot shooting in the studio's wedding lobby and summer lobby, items can be placed in places that cannot be obtained. So please do not. Basically, they're saying
you could drop an item and you just wouldn't be able to reobtain it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Huh.
So do not leave items in those lobbies until the bug is fixed. In casino games, the screen is darkened. The screen is displayed dark in my room. The sound effect of some attacks, the volume is louder than usual. Windows are not displayed correctly in preview. Hairstyle colors are not displayed correctly in preview. In the cloud version, when the setting of automatic sending to material warehouse is changed, the contents are not saved correctly.
And the contents changed by the optional operation settings may not be saved correctly as well.
Yep, so you'll have to re-enable those after each time you start the cloud version. Displaying support partners in room goods. Support partners may not be displayed correctly under certain conditions.
And in the partner list, the display order of partner characters has been partially changed. Just partially. Nothing too major, it's just very small change.
Yep. In AC Scratch, with the second and subsequent laps of the bonus, let's see, there's a problem that all the displays of the next number bonus on the AC Scratch selection screen have already been acquired and displayed. That can display like that in certain conditions. So basically, if you get into the second lap, it may, for some reason, still show the first lap, I think is what that's saying. Let's see here. In the AC Scratch of PSO2 New Genesis specification, when the bonus is achieved multiple times at the same time, it may not be displayed in the effect at the time of bonus acquisition and the acquisition bonus list. This is a display-only bug, and they have confirmed that the number of times bonus can be obtained correctly.
Okay. Also, how is that? Actually, thank you for bringing up PSO2S. How is the NGS outfits going to look in PSO2S? And what are they going to do with 2S once NGS is out?
I think they're just doing the default outfit if you're wearing those. Let's see. In the coordination catalog, when reading the bookmark saved by view everyone's coordination, the process could not be executed due to a problem with the servers displayed, and it cannot be saved. Alright, so they're basically talking about the fashion catalog there. Some text may be cut off on the detail screen. The registered text may not be registered correctly. And cast parts equipped in fashion information are not displayed under certain conditions. In character creation, the message may not be displayed even if the body type is changed. So that's saying there are certain body parts that don't work with if you don't have a certain base body in place. Let's see here. In character creation, when body parts are selected, the originally equipped arms and legs are not displayed, and the initial equipped parts are displayed instead.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems when it came to the character creator that popped up for people.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then the costume selected by the character base selection is switched to a different costume. If this problem occurs, please select costume from the edit fashion menu of character create, and then select the costume again by selecting the character base.
A mess. Yes, that is exactly what it is.
Yep.
But again, these issues always come up. Some people will never run into these issues. Other people will run into all the issues. It just depends.
Yep. Some accessories may not be displayed correctly due to a change in the attach position. And I believe that's referring to the fact that you can pretty much attach an accessory to pretty much anywhere on a character now.
Yep.
Like down on the hands and such like that. Why don't you take the next set of them here?
Okay. So, changing accessory in the lobby, information about the previous position change is inherited. Selecting arm, leg of fashion editing, a button to remove cannot be selected. Oof. Oh. Wait. Like the hilarious bug on Swordor? Yeah. I do remember you sending about that bug that happened in Swordor. That is still pretty funny. Let's see what else we got here. In the fashion editing and beauty treatment salon menu, my fashion and chat commands for my fashion is displayed, and the registration information is not displayed correctly. Okay. My fashion is currently unavailable due to this bug. Okay.
Yep, so no /MF functions for the time being until they fix this.
Also, I see that outfit that you posted there in Discord. That's interesting how it just displays a blue outfit even though it's supposed to be Kirito. In fashion information, the information in the cursor may not be reflected correctly. Layer wear is displayed in the item name of cast parts under specific conditions. Okay. And
yes. I think that's saying that even though you might be wearing cast parts, it's instead saying what the layered wear is underneath it.
In the main menu, armor equipment, the problem that costume equipment cannot be changed under specific conditions. It can be resolved by moving it with loading such as a block movement, so please try it. Translations.
Yeah, this is just Google Translate.
Yeah. In change accessories are not reflected correctly under certain conditions. Basewear list, costumes of different genders cannot be worn under specific conditions, and same thing with cast parts. And it just says that if the problem occurs, please equip it from the menu in the beauty salon. All right.
Yep.
When the lobby action is executed with cast parts of the opposite sex, graphic may not be displayed correctly. Preview when displaying basewear innerwear under certain conditions, body paint is not displayed, and when sorting some menus, the equipable sort is not performed correctly. And a bunch of lobby actions will not be displayed correctly under certain conditions. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is quite the list that we have here. Impersonator, I think that's where you imitate. And then there's reaction and praise and a whole bunch of others here. Plus, some graphics are not being displayed correctly in other lobby actions. And then there's a bug that may not be displayed for other ones here. Why not just have them all on the same list, I guess, is my question.
I don't know.
And then in the following lobby actions, the effect is dim. So AT Field, that was from the Evangelion collaboration. And then EP Oracle Communications. So that being, I think that's the Husoni? I'm not sure, though.
I think.
And
Yeah,
the list
there's
just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going. It's mostly just beauty salon stuff from what I'm seeing here. So we can just skip over most of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, there's just a bunch of them here.
Yeah. Oh, there's an interesting one. When TAA is set in the anti-aliasing setting of the optional drawing function, the application may be forcibly terminated. Ooh, force crash, fun.
Yeah, that's never fun. So, hopefully the team is still hard at work on these issues, because if anything, these are the bugs that are probably going to hold things up a little bit here on the new Genesis launch. Unless Sega just decides to let it launch even with these bugs still existing, I guess. Hopefully they're working on them, because the other thing is that a lot of the colors are just not lining up correctly like they used to as well. Alright, so that does it for PSO2 on the Japanese server. Let's move into Clementine now. Why don't you go ahead and take this here, Zance?
Oh, yeah, so we just have a very small update. Protectors K has been concluded, so no more Kappa. And all boost introduced in Update 13 has been removed, which was the EXP, PA, and EXP, PA, and MP boost. And level cap raised to 89 to get people ready for level 90 stuff once that's ready.
Yep. So just a small update there.
Yep.
And
now,
moving on.
I will and Bright and I actually got on whenever that updated last night. And I believe we got close to 86.
I think so,
hit
yeah.
86 by the time I logged off.
Yeah, we eventually jumped over to VR chat after that, but it was that was a fun time. We basically did a whole bunch of runs of Rainbow Beast in that particular case.
Well, Rainbow Beast, and then we swapped over to one other mission.
That's right, Black Nest.
Yeah. So yeah, small update. That's it.
Yep.
Continuing on.
Yep. So we'll get to that in a second here. Let's start with global Idola here. First thing, there is an Overwatch system in place now here for Idola.
We're playing Overwatch now? Awesome.
Basically, to better prevent hackers from ruining the game, they're introducing the Overwatch system. They're going to form a team of 7 consisting of mods and players and run votes on specific hackers on a daily basis. There are currently 4 spots opening to players. If you are knowledgeable and a dedicated Idola player and willing to help them form a better environment for other players, they want to invite you to join them. You just need to leave your in-game name and the highest arena rank to join Overwatch channel.
Yeah, it's very easy to find hackers in Arena, especially.
Yep.
Although sometimes it's hard to determine. Sometimes it's hard to determine which one's a hacker and which one's just a whale. But there are other times when it comes to a lot of games, you can tell someone's hacking because the character has something that they aren't supposed to have.
Right. All right, and then they just put a quick notice to make sure to claim your top-up bonus. So you got that for the day. And then we get into the update for Episode 2 here. The update ran longer than estimated, and the development team needs some additional time to finish the whole QA process. And once the servers came up, they started to give away this huge care package of items and such. So you got yourself 10,000 free star diamonds, a 5-star gacha ticket, Elysion 5-star weapon symbol, a beautiful Rosalind 5-star soul symbol, a 10 gacha ticket, a 10 symbol gacha ticket, 1,000 Tome of the Universe plus 3, 30 Glorious Astra Emblem, 40 Exquisite Astra Emblem, and 50 Small Astra Emblem, 20 million Meseta, 500 Idola Cores, 3 Mysterious Crystals, 10 Stamina Potion Large, 10 Challenge Potion Large, Map of Fantasy material, 5 of those, 10 Map of Fantasy Idol Rappy, and 10 Energy Gummy plus 1. So, that is quite the boost to players there.
Yeah, pretty much. That 10k free star diamonds is the big one right there.
That plus the other free scratches as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really nice bonus to give the players for the launch of Episode 2 there. And it is confirmed that it is Dark Falls Cave that they're talking about. C-A-V-E.
Cave, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. At least they stopped calling, like, I see what you're saying there, Doom Dragon, about the translation. At least they changed Dark Phallus to Dark Falls.
Yep. And with this update, aside from the launch of Episode 2, they also included the final chapter of Episode 1. So, not sure why they couldn't have included that before, but okay. Moving on from that, they said that they realized there are currently some issues in-game. The wrong currency symbol is displayed on iOS devices. Just ignore that. All the items are sold in USD. Some images are not fully translated into English yet. And there is a display error on Elwyn's Step-Up Gacha. Elwyn is still the intended character for that, though. Let's see here. Yeah, definitely it would be nice if they fixed the translation. Let's see. They also did another update here, and that had a bunch of fixes here, including fixing the incorrect prompts of some items in gachas, fix the misleading banner of the Superstar Festival in gacha, fix the Step 5 banner with Elwyn in gacha. They fixed those untranslated banners. They fixed the bonus card pictures. Access to the Brigade system is now available. Star Diamond monthly card is the same as before and can only be purchased once. They will contact players who have purchased the card multiple times.
Is the Brigade system the same like as clans?
It is, but it also has battling functions in there as well.
Oh.
Let's see. The Explore and Side Story bugs have been fixed. Daily Achievement Star Diamonds have been set back to 100 Star Diamonds, which will be reset tomorrow. Character faction displays have been fixed. The half-year anniversary store can now be revisited. Please make sure to redeem all your items in time. And dialogues and chapters displayed normally now. And then moving over to the Japanese version of Idola. So there is a paid 2020 character pickup gacha here. So all the 2020 5-star characters are in this gacha. And 5-star characters have a 3 times greater chance of being pulled. It costs 2,000 paid diamonds to do a 10 pull from it.
So it's 1,000 cheaper than other ones.
Yep.
Alright. And it also says, like, yeah, 3 and lower characters not being in it. That's nice.
Yep. So, looks like you've got access to Leo, Arch Leo, or no, that's their Idola. It's Gerda, Rosalind, Matoy, special versions of those, the Witch of Leoria, Red Lion Emperor, and Holy Knight Innocence. Then you've got Io, Stella, New Resolve, Popona, Celebratory PR Agent, Windus, Idolizing Diva, Kuna, Songstress Diva, and Jenna, Summer Innocence, as well as Giselle, Summer Memories.
Yeah.
And there's also
translation.
Go ahead.
A bit shoddy from what I remember seeing. It's not terrible. It just needs work.
Yeah, it's mostly just grammar errors from what I saw previously.
Like I said, needs work.
There is a Step Up Lockingham Star Festival going on as well. So you'll be able to pick them up. They are a water element character that is defense-based. And this is a step up, so once you hit step 5, you automatically get the character on the first 2 rounds that you go through it. You also have a character achievement symbol, the Black Gunblade Carnicus, or Carcinus, rather. When you use a skill, increase all allies' weak hit damage to 10 or 15%. Has a potential ability, in addition, when one of your skills applies a support effort to effect to a target. Also apply Overcome Weakness to them. And then there's a reprint of the Descent quest, Cetus Eclipse. And for a limited time, Lockingham benefits from a stat boost during this quest. This quest has a weapon symbol, the Fisherman Harpoon. When using a single target attack, ignore the effects of support effects that increase damage reduction. And then also has a potential ability that increases damage dealt by 20%. So basically, if a character has a defense buff up, this weapon or this weapon symbol just ignores that. And then you get the quest soul symbol, Sea Devil Cetus Eclipse. At the start of your turn, if the enemy has a debuff, increase the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn or 2 turns. And has a potential ability, decrease enemy HP recovery by 40%. And that is once per quest unless the potential ability is unlocked. And it does not stack with multiple copies of itself. As for the requirements for that Descent quest, or no, this is a different one that they're talking about. No, actually, I think it is supposed to be the same. I think they just don't have the right name here. This is supposed to be Cetus. So for the advanced level, Subjugation Request Eclipse 1, no party strength limits, no continues, and fellow travelers support is allowed. For the super level, there is a party minimum strength of 130,000 or higher. No continues, and you cannot get a fellow traveler support. And at the extreme level, the minimum party strength is 150,000. And for clearing each stage, you get 100 star diamonds. And then, once again, Lockingham is the boosted character. They're going to get an extra 10,000 HP, an extra 800 attack, 150 defense, and 150 speed. And that lasts until the 16th on that boost. And then, with this update, also, you can now use multiple subjugation requests at once for Descent quests that you have already cleared. So, step 1 is to choose the Start button on the party selection screen. And then on the Subjugation Requests Use screen, tap the Change button. And pick the number of requests that you want to use. And then after choosing the desired amount, start the quest. There is also, with this update, the second part of the limited collection quest, Cadets Revolt Part 2. And for this one, you trade in Oaths of Blood that you find for the new weapon symbol, Frozen Shooter. So, Frozen Shooter, if you don't remember, is a weapon from Phantasy Star Online, and it was basically the most OP thing ever, because anytime you hit an enemy with that thing with its extra attack, it froze a target.
Very good. Not as good as the spread needle, but still really good.
Yep. In this particular case, after doing a weak attack, excluding ones done in reverse rushes, decrease the target's defense by 4 or 10%. That lasts for 3 turns. And then it has a potential ability, after inflicting freeze, to decrease target's defensive speed by 15%. And then there is a boost from having players, or from having Prayer from the Throne equipped. And that will give an EXP boost to characters with that equipped. And that does it for Idola. And that pretty much does it for all the updates that I've got here for this week. Did you have anything else here, Zance?
Nope. That's all I have.
Alright. So, as we said earlier in the show, the plan is we will be going live on Thursday to take a look at the second closed beta test Prelude. So we will be reacting to whatever the Sega is going to have in that. We'll see if the translator has to rush through all their stuff again or not.
Yes, we'll have the return of Translator Goon. I would love that.
And then, depending upon what time it is, once they're done, if we don't know how long that show is actually going to go for, if it's only going to go for like an hour, if it's going to go for longer, we may go straight into Dawns ARKS after that. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week here. And so that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Zance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Johnny.